Einstein commented that it depends on the observer how you see the object. And that statement was very profound statement actually. If you have one object here and if you are sitting there, you will see it differently than if you are sitting there or there or there. A particle is like this. If you see from here, you will see a wave, but if you see from exactly here, you will see it as a point, because it is stretched like that. So, from this point, it will be all looking like one point. Or if it is moving like this, and if you are here, you will see it moving like this. Correct. So, it depends on the individual, the observer. Yeah. And what is the observer? Observer is like me or you, but what is happening to this observer factor? The factor called the observer is a reflecting mental plate. I am a reflecting mental plate, you are one, each one is one reflecting psychic plate. How I reflect upon things, how I perceive and how I express it out. Do you get my point? So, observer becomes more important. Now, why all the observers are not the same? Or are they all the same? They aren't all the same. We aren't all the same. Why this difference then? What makes this difference? That me is me and you are you, and me is not you and you are not me. Although the DNAs are the same, the basic stuff that make us all the same. This reminds me again to quote from yesterday, things that feel are made of things that feel. So, the carbon atoms or other atoms which have become molecules and finally have become this physical body, they have been feeling differently and they are together. So, I feel differently as an aggregate of all of them together. So, there are different viewpoints about the same universe. Universe stands as it is. You may describe this way, somebody may describe that way, and other may describe another way, but this remains as it is, no matter how you call it. That is yet another reality, but that reality has a different meaning for me and different meaning for each one of us. So, as many individuals, that many universes, and I rotate, move in my universe, and you rotate and move in your universe. So, then what is the term and how to then describe real and non-real? So, there used to be a time when people used to say that this is right and this is wrong. No more, this is right as well as this is right, although they may be opposite of each other. From this perspective, from this vantage point, this is right, from this vantage point, this is right. For this universe, this is right, and for this universe, this is right. You see, so in this topic, what Baba is doing is that he is explaining the role of microvita in the physical universe and how they correlate and how they correspond and what they produce at the end. The world of this universe has can you please move? if we think of the whole thing that exists, the totality of things, there are two areas, two kind of stuffs there. One is the matter and other one is the abstract. Now, sometimes we think matter is made of the abstract, but if when I am saying matter, what I am talking or what Baba has been teaching us is the world of matter, you may say the world of energies. That is, the energy is the world of matter. But this energy is moved, is actually stagnant, is actually zero, unless it is moved, unless waves are created in this energy. If the waves are not created in the energy, it is zero. It is just the stuff sitting, waiting for being motivated, for being disturbed, or being pushed, or being used as a material cause. So, the world of abstract and the world of energies. I remember once Baba made a comment, and that sank very deep in me and helped me a lot to understand. He said, look, the same energy, when it moves through the world of matter, crude matter, it becomes magnetism, or it becomes electrical current, or it becomes things like that, gravitation. But the same energy, if it moves through an organism, it becomes psychology. It produces psycho-spiritual, propensities, desires. Interesting. That was very eye-opening for me. So, what I got from there is you and me, first person and the second person and the third person, when they interact, when they exchange things, the net is that I get propensities. I get things which I call propensities, stimulus, energy of a particular type which starts moving me in a particular way. If that does not happen, then this other object, the second person, third person, does not exist for me. In a crowd, you are moving and there are hundreds of people around you, and nothing is attracting you because you are focused on something and you are rushing, unmindful of what is happening to your left or to your right. These realities do not exist for you. Every day we are focused on some things and we are just focused, we are connected with that. And through the crowd I am moving, but nothing is disturbing me. I am not complaining. I am just moving because I am there. I am connected with the second person or the third person. So, that propensity is created in me when I see things, and then I start, that propensity draws me into activities. Now, that is subjective, that is fantasy, cannot be measured, has not yet been measured. I cannot say that cannot be, 200 years later it will be measured. We are trying today to start that work, perhaps, how to measure that, subjective quantum, if you may, how to.
May I say, there's a little known experiment that was done in 1999, which might, in 200 years, be quoted as the first time that was measured. We must discuss it.
Okay. So, we will study this topic, Microvita and cosmology, and see how Baba brings us to that great table that he has created. So, he says that in human beings and other animals, some propensity or other is either activated or slowed down by the impact of different inferences at various stages. Though this is not an easy subject, the impact of the inferences have at various stages on the body, mind and propensities, mass, hormones, etc. must be studied. We have to study the impact of inferences on the human body, the human mind and the human psycho-spirituality. So, inferences of sound, suppose inferences of light, touch, smell. You may say one word, I may say one word here, and a friend of mine can get a message, and all of you will miss that. It happens, right? But the word is the same, which you heard in your ear. Everyone will hear the same thing, but it has a message, hidden message inside. I may be speaking something, but I may be saying something else. How does that happen? Why should that happen? But that's how the world moves. That's our real world, isn't it? That's the real world. So, that is the work of inference. That inference is carrying a message always, and it depends on the receptor how intensely or one receives it or misses it. So, inference of sound in this case was carrying a message, and some people got it and everybody else missed it. So, the connection, what is making this connection is very clear, that it must be not physical particles, rather it must be something of abstract nature which has not yet been measured. So, Baba says that energy and matter also they are not quite the same, because energy can be transformed from one state to another state. The heat can become electricity, electricity can become heat, and like that you can transfer one form of energy into another and back and forth. But that is not the case of the matter, because if you burn this, you cannot bring it back in the same form. Never, never, never. He says that it is one directional. Matter is one directional. It moves on and on and on and on and on, not back and forth and back. No, just it will move on and on and on. You take a grain of wheat or rice, burn it, now you cannot make it back into rice. No, it's gone. It can become something else, but not the same thing again. Something got lost, which you cannot again trap back. But that is not the case with energy. Energy is never lost. It is always 100% can be transformed, and back and forth you can play with it. So, that is the difference between matter and energy. Although energy is the prime content of matter, yet there is something more in matter, which makes matter special in its own way, unique for itself. So, if this physical body, each biology, each structure is one universe in itself, like I am one universe, each one is one universe, a closed system, a complete sovereign closed world. And in this world, so many things are involved and they are together interacting. But when like one bubble and the other bubble, this is one bubble and this is another bubble, and this world, this is our joint area, could be separated and stay separate, and this field is again may have things which attract each other.